So today what we're going to do is we're going to create a custom nightlight for our kids' rooms. So if you go to IKEA's website, or really any children's website, they've got some pretty cool lamps, little clouds, little moons, these kinds of things. The problem is sometimes those lights are really bright. In fact, as you can see here, it's too bright to sleep with. The other problem is they usually use these little chandelier E12 bulbs, which I haven't seen anybody else make these besides IKEA. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these lights. In my case, I got a flower light that I've had for a few years for my daughter that I wanted and originally bought as a night light, but it was just too bright. So we're going to take the IKEA E12 bulbs, which are available in two kinds. You can get the pointy or the round one. And we're going to retrofit this into our lamp, attach it to our IKEA gateway, and then turn it down, control it in HomeKit. So let's take a look. So now we're going to do the unboxing that we always do. This is the thread-free LED 400 lumens bulb. This is the E12. It's, again, a chandelier bulb. This is the pointy kind. This bulb really, it only does dimming. It does not do brightness or does brightness, not warmth. So you can't change it that blue-white to the kind of a more of a yellowish orange-white. It is only dimming bulb, and for me, it was about $10 Canadian. This is a Zigbee-based bulb, and if you really wanted to, you can attach this to another supported Zigbee hub, like potentially a Philips Hue or the Amazon Alexa Plus would definitely work here as well. One thing that we're not covering in this video is this presumes that you've already got the IKEA gateway up and running and set up. I can tell you that I had a lot of pain with that, but once it's set up now, things are going very smoothly. The newer code on those gateways seems to be great. So you do need to have the gateway in place. The video is posted on the channel. Please check that out if you haven't already, if you need any help setting that up. Of course, this has got the instructions. It's got the bulb. I'm going to save you guys the pain of watching me undo this. But before we do that, the other important piece here is the Ikea controller. So the way that the Ikea system works is you pair the controller, the switch, to the Ikea bridge. You then pair the light bulb to the Ikea switch. So as soon as you pair the switch to the light bulb, it will then automatically attach itself, be registered in the Ikea bridge, and then be exposed to Apple HomeKit as well, or Amazon Alexa, or whatever it is that you're using. So that's one thing to be aware of, is that basically you just you pair this. You can have one control. As soon as it's controlled, added to this, you can then just basically put this remote away. I don't even use it once it's paired. So that is one thing. You're going to have to make sure you have a remote, which you probably already do if you've got the gateway. So just as a quick aside here, I'm going to show you guys the pairing process in advance, which is as simple as you have the light bulb in, it's turned on, and you're going to have to open up your little remote here. And it really wouldn't matter if you've got the motion detector or the dimming remote. Doesn't matter which one you got. You got that little button there. We're going to hold that button down, I think for about 10 seconds is what it typically is. And that will then cause the bulb to flash and everything will be good at that point. So here we are in the IKEA app. And the first thing I want to do is also show you just a little bit of the difference between the size of the bulbs. And then basically you just plug it in and you turn it on. You're going to go into the IKEA app. You're going to, it's going to ask you which kind of sensor you want to add, or what is your controller. You're going to pick that, click on that, and you're basically just going to then hold down the button, and away we go. You can kind of see here that the light has started to flicker and flash a little bit. And as soon as that flashing is done, it should turn itself off. And there we go. It turns off. It turns back on. Turns off. Turns back on. So now we know that the remote has been successfully paired, and we just have to wait for the app kind of to catch up and tell us that the bulb has been found, and it has indeed been found. So the last step that we're going to do before I demo what this actually looks like now is really just making sure we get the Apple app configured properly. So when you discover a new bulb, it's automatically going to go into wherever the wherever your IKEA gateway, whatever room you put that in. So that's where we're going to go looking for this. We can find that it's been automatically added into HomeKit through the bridge. And the name, nicely enough, is the thread-free bulb E12. So if you're adding one of these at a time, you're going to be okay. So I'm going to take this, rename it to Micah's flower lamp. We're going to put it in Micah's room. And there we go. That's basically it as far as the configuration part of this. And now we can just go in and include it in status if we want. We can, of course, do the usual things so we can see where the bridge is. We could group it with other accessories if we want to. But really what I really want to do here is just to make sure that I can dim this down and see the difference. So let's take a look at that. We can brightness up and down. Isn't that beautiful? So now that we can change and adjust the brightness, the last thing I want to do is to turn it on and off at a certain time of the day. So we're going to make sure that this thing goes on at bedtime, which is about 8:30 in my house. She's still a little girl. So we're going to go through and we're going to say, okay, what accessory do I want to turn on? Of course, I can do it directly, or I can put this as part of a pre-existing scene. Scenes is always better. In my case now, I'm just going to throw it in on the accessory directly just to show you guys what this would look like. So there we go, Micah's room, Micah's flower. We're going to go in and make sure that this is on at 10%, or maybe we want to set it down to 7, 6, 5, whatever you want, whatever makes sense for you. At that point in time, we have a turn it off. The native Apple HomeKit will only allow you to turn it off after 60 minutes. So I'm going to show you guys one more trick here on how to get this to just shut off in the morning without actually worrying about having to do a reverse automation. And to do that, we're going to have to use a third-party app. So we're going to use a third-party app that happens to be also called Home. I'm a huge fan of this app. It does cost money. It's $10, $15, something like that. But for me, it is definitely worth it to really tweak and make HomeKit do what I want it to do. Within HomeKit, there's a lot of things that are available within the programming, within the API, that just aren't exposed in the Home app. And one of those things is the ability to have an undo action beyond 60 minutes. So if I go into this Home app here, I can go way beyond that 60 minutes, and I can say undo it after 11 hours. And click on the save button. So what this does is it means it's going to turn it on at 8:30 and it's going to turn it off at 7:30 a.m. the next day without me having to worry about creating that second automation, which is pretty cool. What's kind of funny is when I go back into this app and and go and look at it, it's going to turn off after 660 minutes, which is 11 hours. So it's kind of funny that they can display it properly, but we can't set it properly. So it is what it is. So with that, let's take a look at the final product. So I recorded this at night so you guys can really get the difference in the brightness. But as you can see, it becomes much, much less bright and means that I can have the nightlight that she wants and I don't have to deal with it waking her up at night. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to learn more about making your house just a little bit smarter using Apple HomeKit, please check out the Udemy course. There's a coupon code on sale in the link below. Please check it out. It would definitely help support me. I'd really appreciate it. See you guys soon.